This whole Michigan scandal with the sign stealing thing, pretty funny. Terrible. You can't do that. It's maybe the largest on-field scandal in the history of college football. But you know who beat it? TCU. It has come out. This is so funny to me. That TCU, and this was per like Yahoo Sports picked it up, and then a couple other people aggregated it, and I was reading about it today. TCU coaching staff had somehow figured out, like, hey, wait a second. They're reading people's signals. Huh. And they've held on to this information for so long. They've held on to this information for so long and just didn't tell anyone that Michigan had a massive NCAA violation. There were rumors that Connor Stallions never did scout TCU or that Michigan never scouted that. That was the one team that Michigan missed. Maybe that's true, but more than anything, I'm going to side with this TCU staffer who came out and said, yeah, we knew what they were doing. We just did our own thing. They effectively pulled the Mike Leach. Mike Leach one time, RIP in peace, wrote out an offensive call sheet of all the plays he was going to run to start the game for Oklahoma. He drops it in the tunnel, and a Texas staffer picks it up, a GA probably, Tom Herman maybe, and drags it to the Texas coaching staff, and Oklahoma got ahead 17-0. Would eventually lose the game, got ahead 17-0. That's because Bob Stoops' first year, because Mike Leach was a genius. TCU is like, they're stealing signs. And while Rutgers and everybody, and I get it, this is bad. You shouldn't steal signs, massive on-field scandal. You shouldn't do this. But while everybody else was tail between their legs, oh no, they're stealing our signs. They know what we're doing. They have a competitive advantage because they know our plays. And I get it. You deserve to be upset. This is a scandal. They did something illegal and wrong. TCU said, modern problems require modern solutions. Now, before I delve completely into this TCU deal, I do want to come out and say, not good. Not good. If an opposing team, I'm not entirely on with the Dion thing where Dion says, yeah, you can know my plays, but can you beat me? You can know my plays. Do you have the Jimmies and the Joes? No, I don't think that's not applicable to me here. Here, if I know exactly what you're going to do, if I know you're going to run the football off right tackle, you're going to run a counter, you're going to run a screen pass. If I know that, if I can read that from your assistant coaches, that's great. That's great. I'm going to have a complete advantage in this game. You can't explain to me like that. Oh yeah, it comes down to the players executing. No, if I know the play, I can stop it. We can just put a guy there or like 7 guys there. And in this case, look, there's the legal side of this. If I am at a baseball game and the third base coach touch his nose, touch his ear, touch his head, and I figure out that's to steal, then I'm getting a competitive advantage because your guys' signals suck. Differentiate your signals. High schoolers do that. But if you've got some like Rain Man savant on the sideline, that's legal. Everybody can get their own Rain Man. In this scenario, the wild part of it is teams are not changing their signs because they don't need to. It's not really a need to. It's like, as long as they're intricate enough that somebody else can't read it in the middle of a game, that we should be okay. Well, wasn't the case. Michigan was stealing plays, buying tickets to games, filming the sideline, stealing plays. And TCU said, we see you. And we're not going to let you do it to us. They ran fake plays. TCU called fake signals for different plays. They didn't say, hey, the opposing team has scouted our signals, so we're just going to sit back and create new signals. No, this was an intricate, what if we can get the competitive advantage out of Michigan having our signals? And they did. You'll recall TCU won the game. That's what's wild to me. Do you think there was a conversation where Connor Stallions came in and was like, dude, I can't wait. I got all the TCU signals. We're going to win this game. We're going to kill them. We're going to go to the national championship. I've already scouted Georgia and Ohio State. We're going to win by 1,000,000. And they lost. You think Jim Harbaugh, you think Connor Stallions feared for his job, that he's going to get fired? Guy who wrote a 550-page manifesto. What a freak. I know you're thinking freak is a harsh word, but no. Remember, this freak's always a bad thing. People can get freaky. What a wild deal. A manifesto? Very seldom is the word manifesto thrown around, and it's a good thing. Not a lot of positive connotations with the word manifesto. Connor Stallions does this. And also, you're telling me that this staffer is stealing signs, right? He's stealing signs for nothing? Well, no, right? He's stealing signs for something. Well, the something would be to relay to an assistant coach, an offensive coordinator, a defensive coordinator, a play caller to say, hey, here's what this sign means and this signal means. So they can relay it to the players. The players know the signs, and he's got to communicate this to, there's a chain of command to be able to get these signs to somebody else. The play calls can reflect what the signs are. What I'm saying is Jim Harbaugh probably knew about all this. Yeah. Seldom can something happen in a head coach's program and them just not know about it. He probably knew about all this. Otherwise, how would they utilize the stolen signs? And based on his salary, Connor Stallion's salary, the guy's buying tickets to opposing games and Venmoing people. What kind of guy, what kind of dealer, what kind of guy who deals in ill things is Venmoing people? What an idiot. Ugh. And TCU said, you know what? I'll fix this. We'll just run fake plays. We'll just make a signal. You'll think it's a counter. Instead, we're tossing it wide open. Quentin Johnson. I love it. It's so funny. It makes me hate that TCU's bad this year. I wish they were good again. But they're not. All that credit that I give them for the sign thing, and they just stink. Scary hours for you, Michigan. Happy Halloween, Michigan. Your one opportunity to sign steal your way to a national championship, and you underestimated the TCU Horned Frogs. Welcome to the Big 12. It just means more. Coming up, Big 12 stadiums ranked. Who's the scariest stadium in the league? This Locked On Big 12, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team, and it is every day. Today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is the official sports betting partner of the NFL. FanDuel, you can score early this season, America's #1 sportsbook, and new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 money line bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, including spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon. Kick off the NFL season. Again, you can get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5. Just pay $5 on a money line bet. And if it hits, you take the Alabama money line against Mississippi State. And if it hits, $150 in bonus bets to use for whatever your little heart desires. FanDuel.com/lockedon. Kick off the NFL season. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.